998. 999. Left that awesome. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's showing. I didn't really do 1,000, of course. But anyway, I want to talk in this video about how to get back to doing pull-ups and chin-ups after a shoulder dislocation. So, a long time ago, probably almost a year ago, I posted a video of me in a sling after I had dislocated my shoulder last year, 2018. I was doing an obstacle course race and I was going a little bit too fast. I had already practiced this course, but I was doing stuff a little bit too fast, and one thing led to another. I put all my weight on this arm and yanked this out of joint. I knew something was wrong because I couldn't really bring my arm all the way down, and after I brought it down some, this shoulder was like right here. So anyway, that was a terrible experience, especially when they put it back in. Before that time, I had done a lot of chin-ups, I had done a lot of pull-ups. I used to do hundreds a week, and I was kind of like, so I mean, gosh, can I ever do this stuff again? But long story short, I've worked back to it. So I want to briefly tell you how. Now, as far as like how I eased into it, first of all, I did go to physical therapy. I went to physical therapy for a long time, a long time. It was 6 weeks after I injured myself that I was able to go into therapy, and I was in there for months. And they had me doing a lot of stretches, but the main thing they had me doing once I had stretched it out a bit was strengthening. And let me show you this. So basically, whenever they started strengthening my shoulder, they were focusing on the rotator cuff muscles, because your shoulder joints, your shoulder ball joint is surrounded, in case you didn't know, it's surrounded by the 4 rotator cuff muscles. Don't ask me to recall all the names. I know it's the teres minor, maybe the infra subscapularis, anyway, it's 4 muscles. Look them up. So they surround your arm, and they're very much responsible for all that movement and keeping that joint in place. And so my therapist, Terry, she gave me several of these bands here of different colors. The different colors represent different tensions, so that some are more difficult than others. This is actually one of the most tight ones, after you've built up a pretty good bit of strength. But the main movements that I did would be, so if this is on a doorknob, if you will, you're pulling it out this way, okay? And then there's also pulling it, and you just kind of use your imagination, then pulling it in this way, okay? And I tie this into a door and do that, and then I'm also pulling it this way like a row. And so you're strengthening, and we did so many other exercises, but those are the ones that I continue to do to this day. Every time before I do any exercise, I do those as a warm-up, over and over and over. I've done those again since almost back when I injured myself. So constantly doing those. Now, as far as getting back to pull-ups and chin-ups, I very, very gradually got back into it. Shallow range of motion. I wanted to make sure I didn't jerk. You get on that bar when you pull yourself up. Try to lower yourself and sit up, crank it through. Sometimes we bust through reps, and it's already not that good for our joints. But I go a bit slower now because I want to really preserve that shoulder and keep it there securely, instead of like jerking and putting stress on those joints. Do I feel pain? A little bit. Sometimes it feels a little achy in there, and I might feel a click here and there, but my shoulder is largely good. I'm back able to do several chin-ups. I'm working back up to the pull-ups. The most vulnerable range of motion is in particular when your arm's like this. And so since I focus on chin-ups now, but I'm getting back to doing pull-ups, So I'm very careful with those. It's not quite bad like this, but it's close. So I go very slow with those. I'm back to doing like sets of 10 to 12 with those. Chin ups, I've gotten up sets of 22 of those. So the main thing is just take your time. Take your time. Use your bands every single time before your workout. Every time to strengthen those rotators to keep them holding that shoulder securely. And then easing. Don't bust through your reps. Don't jerk through your reps. And then ease at the bottom of that rep and then come on up. Okay. I'm still a little bit tight in there, so the bottom of my chin-ups, the bottom of my pull-ups is not as low as it used to be. I'm slowly working that back down, but again, I'm not in a rush. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I just want to make sure my shoulders are healthy. I want to make sure that I'm able to do the exercise that I really enjoy doing. So if you're watching this video and you've dislocated your shoulder before, don't lose hope. Just take your time. Whatever it takes to go ahead and get that shoulder rehabilitated, whatever it takes to get those rotators continually strengthened and facilitate healing, and all that. Just do that. Don't jerk through your reps, and make sure you just kind of ease in, to that bottom range of motion. Hope to help somebody. All right, thanks.